We are going live. So hello and welcome, my name is Melanie Monan and tonight I am broadcasting round 3 of the GTE Sunday Series, which is to be hosted at Oulton Park, and it's fair to say, very narrow track, it's going to be quite difficult to overtake in this round, so track position going to be pivotal, and obviously whether you choose to pit in or not will also pay dividends either way, depending on what sort of strategy you're going on. So let's get right into business and we'll go through the points table because they shuffled a bit since the last round, which was a couple of people. We had the break last weekend due to Australia Day, so that's why we chose not to race last week. So on top, new championship leader in Angry Old Fella. Good form from him. 2 podiums in a row. He sees himself on 43 points. And I've got the points difference from the leader on the leaderboards now. So you can see how far behind. If you don't want to do the maths, it's right there for you. So we got Morningstar Mike in second. It's fair to say, quite an average week from him a couple weeks ago. He lost the championship lead, but it's only by 2 points. So, but looking at it, he's got some pretty good form at Oulton Park, so he's going to be looking to get a good result tonight. Ty Morgo, I had a quick look at the practice session, and he's got awesome pace, so he might be able to change his fortunes tonight and hopefully get the well-earned podium that he's deserved the last couple of weeks. So we'll find out if he pushes forward in the leaderboards. We got Exorcist on 26 points. Someone awesome, debutant last week, race winner, sees himself on 24 points. Another debutant in Brett Want 7 on 22 points. Mike and BP, they're both back this week. So we got Mike on 20 points and BP on 18 points. Hawk's not here, he's on 18 points. Heck, another debutant last week, but a couple weeks ago, sorry, on 16 points. Carmichael missed last round, but he's on 14 points and he's back this week. And Chapo, back last week and he's on 14. And Scraffy also back last week, missed out the first round, sits on 12 points. So we'll go to live scenes. We've got quite a big lobby tonight. I just have to send out, I think, a couple of invites. So just bear with me here.
And you go into this enormous compression, and the car behaves quite oddly.
I know Mike said to start without him whenever, so
it resists, so you end up
he
using
should
quite
be
a
able to
lot
make
of
it,
steering
hopefully.
force. And then it goes the opposite, to a point as you go over that crest where everything lightens up. It's like a dance.
I think that's it for my end. Right, so we'll start in less than a minute's time. Everyone's ready to go, so we'll wait our time so we can hopefully get a couple more drivers in. So at the moment we have a grid of 10. Hopefully that goes up to 12 or 13. I'll send a couple other invites but I'm just going to send out anyway. It is 6:30, so I'm going to hurry up with this. I think that's it. Right, so we'll be starting up the lobby now. So the guys are eager to get right into the qualifying session. Keep in mind it's a feature race, so no mandatory pit stop tonight. Qualifying is 20 minutes, and that will mean the race is also 45 minutes. Hopefully we can have a standing start tonight. We'll see how it goes, because I've changed how we're connected in the parties and stuff. So I'm in my own chat party, so hopefully that helps out big time, because we've had some issues happen with people getting dropped out. Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. So we got the basic track stats on the screen: 4.3 kilometers, 17 turns. It's a very high downforce track and it's very narrow, so the guys are going to have to get to the front of the pack in qualifying if they want to, you know, maintain a good result tonight. So if you're starting at the back, it's going to be quite difficult, so you're going to have to be aware of that. Now we got Scruffy coming out of the pits first. See if there's anyone else coming out. I think at this stage Scruffy is the only one out, so we'll go on board with him, even though it's an out lap. So we're on chase view. It's probably my favourite view in project cars when broadcasting. Now he's all over the road. Didn't have a good result last time out, so he's looking to push forward from the last round, just sort of forget it, and you know, sort of get into a groove where you don't have to remember what your past results were. If you have a bad week, you try to make the most of it, and I think from his perspective, he's made the most of it. But when you look at it from a scorecard standpoint, he'll be saying, yeah, probably not good enough from his standards. Obviously, being a Porsche factory driver, he's quite lucky not to be sacked yet. So we'll see what happens tonight. It's a flat 6 engine in this Porsche, so although the track suits the Porsche, it still lacks a lot of power in comparison to the other GTE cars. So, but I reckon tonight it's going to thrive. And being the only Porsche in the field, he could mix it up with the contenders. So he might be able to get a big haul of points tonight to push him up. So he's in turn 1, braking what I would say early. He might get a slowdown penalty for that. But he didn't really get an advantage out of it. So realistically, it shouldn't happen. But this lap doesn't look good earlier on. He just went wide in the first and second corner. A lot of exit oversteers, so lap time invalidated for Scrappy. And he looks to be going back to pit lane. I don't know why, but everyone else is in the pits. Oh, it's practice. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I have to restart it. It's practice. Ah. I set an hour-long practice session. I didn't even realise. Sorry. So exit? Yeah. I set it an hour long. It's not what I meant to do. I think that's why they're all friggin'... Yeah, I'm getting it all sorted. Yeah, that's my bad this time. That's my bad. Oh, well, you're on the top of the list. I can only invite 8 at a time. It pisses me off. Yeah, I thought it was a bit sus when I didn't see anyone come out of the pits. Quite funny, but we all make mistakes. So we'll get straight into this once we got the guys back in. I'm also in the works of deciding what we're going to do for the next series. It seems to be a hit at this stage, trying to rejuvenate online racing on project cars. Now, I've forgotten BP. It's my bad again. Not doing well tonight, that's for sure. Needs to at least let me invite 16 drivers, because it's very inconvenient how this works. I apologise. Straight into it. I'll start it now. So we should have pretty much the bulk of who we had in. I don't know what's happened to... Is EXO in here? Yeah, he is. Morningstar Mike is not in yet. And Chapo. Chapo's in here. Alright, we'll start this lobby up. Like I said earlier, Scraffy needs a big race tonight to keep that championship lead at hand. Got Ty Morgo out on track as well. We have quite some extraordinary pace. Now this chicane is going to catch out a lot of the drivers. the occasional mistake is hitting the inside tyre bundle, and we know that will basically end your race. So the guys have to be careful of these tyre bundles, because I don't want you going over that, because that is exceeding track limits, hence why they are there, to force you out wider, so you don't be naughty. Scruffy lucky not to go wide there. We should have a couple more drivers hit the track as well. So we've still got Morningstar Mike and BP in the pits, obviously making last minute setup changes. Wouldn't be, if it came down to me personally, I still wouldn't be happy with car setup, because you're never truly happy. You could always change something, but if you change the wrong setting, then you've screwed it right up. You're getting a couple lag spikes, but that's why I stress tested it earlier. So Scruffy seemed to be a bit slow in the first sector. Now I don't even know what that notification was, but I heard it. So we're still on board with Scruffy here. I didn't see what happened at the chicane. I haven't got my notifications up on screen, unfortunately, but it would have been on the stream. So no one's recorded a lap time yet. They're all on zeros. So we still got someone awesome in the pits. BP and EXO still in the pits. So these guys got to get into a groove pretty quick, because this is a track, once you're in a groove, you can keep recording faster and faster lap times. It's like oval racing in a way. There's certain grooves that work at certain times, especially at Oulton Park, and Scrappy records a 1:35.9, but when I was watching the practice session, just scouting a bit to see who will be top performers tonight, and Ty Morgo is that top performer, because he recorded a 1:30 in the practice session, so he's punched in a 1:32.3, and I think that's going to be a lot of what we're going to get tonight, is 1:32s, and don't get me wrong, that's respectable race pace, but qualifying, if you want to start at the front, you're going to have to get in the 30s, unfortunately. So Angry Old Fella, lap time invalidated, so I'll assume exceeding track limits at the last corner. And Heck goes provisional pole with 1:32.1. Beats his close mate in Ty Morgo. And Chapo with a 1:36 flat. He's getting 1:32s, 1:33s for qualifying pace, so we should see him in the mix. We're on board with Ty Morgo. He's looking to improve on that 1:32, and he's went wide and he's invalidated his lap. So that lap has been. We'll go on board with Heck. First race last round, and quite a good result in the top 5. Earlier on, looking good pace from him. Looking to be very good. We've got Carmichael joining the lobby as well. We're missing one of our debutants from last round in Brett Wan, but I'm not sure what's going on there, because he had some quite extraordinary pace at Imola. A lot of engine braking from Heck. He's looking to improve on this 1:32.1. He does with a 1:31.8. So we'll go on board with Morningstar Mike, who just passed the line in the Ford GT. And that will be a slowdown penalty right there. So we've got 5 guys in pit lane. Go on board with someone awesome who has just started a hot lap, I would assume. Maybe not. Go on board with Angry. Championship leader in the Chevy. He's going to lack a bit of pace tonight, I reckon, due to the high acceleration, especially coming out of this hairpin here. Might be very vulnerable if someone sets him up around this hairpin, so he's going to have to keep it out in front as far as possible. A lot of curve at the chicane, and that's the mistake I talked about earlier. We're going to see a lot of drivers do that tonight, I reckon. If you overdo the chicane, that will happen. Fortunately for Angry, it's not the race, so he isn't written off. We're on board with EXO. Looking to find some pace in the Ferrari. This is the second round he's been in this manufacturer. Got to keep in mind, first round, he was driving the Ford GT. He was Mike's teammate. The car looks reasonably well, looks reasonably settled. Heck with another fastest lap. He's improved by 3 tenths on his previous fastest. A lot of improvements still to come. So EXO of a 1:34.9. Good time from him. Now I'm going to go on board with someone awesome. I think this might be an out lap, because tyres seem to be cold. We'll go on board with our championship leader once again, and then once someone awesome's recovered, we'll go back on board with him. Time will go with the fastest lap. I'm not paying attention to my race speed, but I just looked in, a 1:31.3. He's pipped Heck by 1.5 tenths, so it's very close between the top two. Morningstar Mike not far behind either. And then the pursuing pack behind him, EXO, Scrappy and Machapo. And then we got someone awesome who puts in a time. But that will be an out lap time of a 1:40.5. Reasonably clean from Angry so far. Doesn't need to make the same mistake up here. Might take it a tiny bit easier than last time. But that outside curb, the first bit of the chicane, it forced him into the wall. Because the spring just pushed him right into it. So maybe the spring settings are a bit too hard. Needs to go a bit softer in the front springs. And I think he may have changed that. So we'll see what this produces for us. And we'll go back on board with someone awesome. Carmichael's exit pit lane for the first time. Still waiting on BP to exit pit lane. And Ty Morgo goes quicker with a 1:30.8. So first in the 1:30s, and not a surprise to be Ty Morgo, because I did scout the practice session and he was the fastest with a 1:30. So one place grid penalty for Morningstar Mike, pit lane violation. I wonder what's going on there. So at the moment he's in the P3 spot. That's the points paying position for qualifying, and Angry, as we speak, goes to P4 for 1:32.7. Someone awesome jumps up into P2 with a 1:31.2. I was meant to go on board with him, but he might improve in this lap as well. So I did mention that your laps get faster and faster at Oulton Park, and hopefully this is evidence of it right now. taking it fairly easy, trying to control the exit oversteer, and he's lost it in corner entry. Would have lost a lot of time there. It's unfortunate for Morningstar Mike with that pit lane violation. We'll go on board with Carmichael. He's in the lone Aston Martin. He's on a hot lap now because he went past the control line. Absent last round, but he's back for more. He's got some pace behind him. He's got to be able to use it. He's got to be able to prove to us that he can fight with the top guys. Because we know he can. He's got the pace behind him, as well as everyone in this league. Everyone's got the pace. They gotta find it. So we've still got BP in pit lane. I'm not sure what's going on because there's 7 minutes to go. He might be scouting, and he might be making some setup changes to make a good one-lap dash. Very hard on the engine braking here from Carmichael. And I would say the Aston Martin, like the Chevy tonight, it might struggle because it doesn't have good acceleration power out of the corners, so it's going to have to make up that deficit down the straights. Smooth lap. See what this produces for Carmichael. And he's a good performance tonight, even though that round to zero, it's basically a drop round. So 1:37.8 from Carmichael. Needs to find a lot of time if he wants to put it with the big guns. Scrappy, he improves, but not position-wise. A 1:35 flat for Scrappy in the Porsche. Exo with a bit of an off. Morningstar Mike starting a hot lap, but will Angry up in the P2 with a 1:30.9 in the Chevy. I might be eating my words after tonight because Angry has proven me wrong at this stage. He's 7/100ths behind Ty Morgo, so it's going to be fairly close between these two. And then we got someone awesome, Heck in P4, 6 tenths behind. Morningstar Mike a further second back in the lead, so we've got close top 5 at this stage. And we still haven't seen an appearance from BP in qualifying. It's sure to come out soon unless he wants to start from the back, I'm not sure. We'll go on board with Machapo, he's also on the Chevy. So these guys in Exo, Scrappy, Machapo, they've got to find a bit more pace if they want to start up higher. There's nothing between Exo and Scrappy, and Machapo punches in a time of 1:33.1. 2.3 seconds behind, and that punches him up 2 places. We'll go on board with Scrappy. Looking a bit scrappy from him. In the Porsche, I thought it would have been the manufacturer to beat tonight, but it looks to be the Ferrari and the Chevy. And obviously the Ford, it's always up there, and lap time invalidated for Scrappy. Went wide at the fast right-hander. So we'll go on board with someone awesome. About to finish a lap here. Doesn't improve, but we'll go on board for this whole lap here. We've got 4 minutes to go. This is crunch time. Lap time invalidated for Angry Old Fella. We'll go on board with Ty Morgo, provisional pole sitter, starting a lap. He's quite angry with himself not getting on the podium the past couple of weeks. He's looking to get that monkey off his back tonight. And currently he's provisional pole. He's slowed down, so this lap might be invalid or an outlap. Scruffy also on an outlap. I've got no options here. We have to go on board with Angry. He's about to finish an invalidated lap, so this next lap will be a hot lap. Now you can listen to the Chevy here. Not much power out of the slow corners, so got to keep up the mid-corner speed. That's probably the main thing if you want to be very competitive in the Chevy, and I think for Angry Old Fella he's doing it very well, so very good work from him. This is the third round he's driven the Chevy, so he should be used to the mechanics and dynamics by now, so it'll be very non-alien to him, so he'll be able to start pushing this car more than he ever has, comparing to the last two races. Now how is he going to take the chicane up here? Is he going to go... That was pretty quick, but he had a lot of exit oversteer. Second chicane, it's an even tough one. Gets a lot of the inside curb, the left-hander. Wide approach. Got to keep away from those tyre bundles because they'll end your race tonight. Hopefully no one crashes into one of them on lap 1. And Angry Old Fella seems to be really struggling. I have a feeling that's where he invalidated his lap 1 lap ago. So the pole sitter, they binned it there. Someone awesome. He's got some pretty good pace in this Ford GT. He's only 4 tenths behind provisional pole. It's not much time to find, so it could be a matter of getting on the accelerator a bit earlier out of a couple of these corners, and he will be fighting for that top spot with Ty Morgo. For Angry, it'll be pretty similar, but there's nothing in it between the top two. And then we got Heck. He's further up the field, further up than someone awesome. I'm not referring to the leaderboard, I'm referring to where they are on track. So we'll see what this time punches in for Heck. He's got some pretty good pace tonight. Second round for him. He's looking to have another top 5 result, hopefully a podium. No improvement there for Heck. But is there an improvement for someone awesome? No, there is not. Top 2 are in the pits. 3 and 4, both out on track. We're on board with Machapo. He'll be in sector 3 now. Very difficult for the Chevy by the looks of it. How does he get it pulled up here in Machapo? Keeps the mid-corner speed high, so he's using the same methods as Angry. There's no improvement there. We'll go on board with Carmichael, and BP is finally coming out on track. So we'll go on board with BP, who had a bit of a moment at the hairpin. Has he left his run too late? He's using every bit of track. He's in the Ford Genasi GT. His teammate Mike not here, so he's the lonely Genasi Ford GT tonight. He's going to have to get a big haul of points if he wants to compete with the top guys. And we know he's quick. So as it stands, Ty Morgo will be biting his nails here, and that's invalidated for BP. He will start from the back of the grid. So someone awesome going up in the P2, Pippin Angry by 1/100. The top 3 are only separated by less than a tenth of a second. There's another week that we've had this happen. This is awesome stuff. They're producing some good performances, and it's showing. Unfortunate for Heck, he's in P4. He's 5 temps down from the top pack, so he's got a little bit of pace to find. Morningstar Michael with a bit of pace to find as well. These guys are going to have to find some pace. Carmichael, can he improve? I'm not sure if he did. So I'll screenshot there. So Ty Morgo, P1 with the 6 points for quali. Someone awesome with the 4 points for coming second. Angry Old Fella in P3 gets the 2 points. So that rounds out the point scorers in quali. Then we go to Heck. Very competitive tonight. Morningstar Mike, previous championship leader, looking for a big haul of points tonight. 1 grid place penalty, pit lane violation. Machapo P6, Carmichael P7. And he did improve on that lap, so he's put himself up 2 positions. Exodus in P8, Scrappy in P9, and BP with no time recorded sees himself in P10. So we'll continue. So we've got 10 drivers tonight. It's looking pretty good. The top 3 separated by less than a tenth of a second. Ty Morgo in that red Ferrari in P1 has the outside lane, so he's going to have to get a good start. Otherwise, he might be under pressure from someone awesome at turn 1. So the guys will be going through the final preparations here, changing a couple settings around in their car setup to make it drivable for the race. And if they're choosing the pit in, they'll do their pit strategies as well. Trying to eat tea at the same time here. So we've got less than a minute to go before lights out. Now championship leader 6-3 P3. His closest rival, Morningstar Mike, starts 2 rows back from him. He's in the prime seat here, Angry, to further solidify why he is the championship leader. But then we got Ty Morgo and Someone Awesome. Ty Morgo sits P3, and Someone Awesome's also in the top 6 in the Drivers' Championship. So he's got some rivals around him that he needs to beat still. The points being close, he needs to get out in front. So here we go. Sound of engines. And we're green. We go green. Oh, very awesome start from Carmichael. I'm not sure if that's going to be a pit lane drive-through penalty, but he freaking blitzed everyone off the line. Ty Morgo sitting quite happily in P1. Got a half a second lead. Angry in P3. Heck in P4. Machapo on P5. And something's happened back there. Morningstar Mike in P6. Carmichael, awesome start. But he's still only in P7. Exo in P8. BP up 1 position in P9. And Scrappy down 1. And we got a car out. That's Morningstar Mike. P2 in the championship. His race looks to be done. Awful scenes for Mike on the first lap. And now we're on board with Scrappy. He's given every bit of pressure to BP, who is very vulnerable, sitting behind other cars here. BP looking to see where people are weak. He's got pretty much every car in view, so he can assess everyone. Exo, a bit of a bogged down exit back there. BP's right behind him. It's very close stuff because the Chapo and Carmichael are fighting it out, and we've got a slowdown penalty with Angry. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That almost ended 3 guys' races there. Very fortunate that no one got taken out. They were going 3 wide around the last corner, and BP is the biggest winner off the first lap, going from P10 to P6. He's 6 seconds down from the lead. He might send it down the inside at the hairpin, down the inside of Carmichael. He's looking for it, but not committing. He's going to hold station behind this train. Further ahead, we got Machapo on P4. Hear the engines roar on downshift. They're really using the engine braking tonight, that's for sure. Now we'll go up to the top 3. We're on board with Heck. 2 seconds behind Ty Morgo. Someone awesome. Giving pressure to Ty Morgo, so this might be the better viewing point at this stage. Sorry about the lag spikes here. But we've got some close racing going on at this stage. Unfortunate scenes for Morningstar Mike as well. We're talking about how his last round was a bit average for his standards. He's looking to be worse off this round, so he's going to have to try and recover some lost ground. Someone awesome caught up 2 temps in the past 1 lap. There's only 2 temps down now. Ty Morgo looking to be struggling earlier on, or maybe conserving tyres, we don't know. Someone awesome's just going to hold position here. Because we don't want to see people doing desperado moves earlier on in the race. It's got to be later on when there's pretty much everything to gain. At this stage, you've got next to nothing to gain because you've still got 40 minutes to go. Anything can happen. We'll go on board with BP, who's applying pressure to Machapo. Ford versus Chevy. The Ford will have a lot better acceleration out of the slow corners. So Machapo might be under a bit of pressure in the last corner. We got a bit of a nudge, but it's all good. BP gets past unscathed. Machapo looking to make a dive down the inside, but he's a bit too far back. He showed the nose. He got angry behind Machapo, and he's catching up pretty quick too. Championship leader lost a bit of ground. Could be because of a slowdown penalty. So he needs to gain a bit more ground if he wants to maintain that championship lead. Because his closest rival is 2 positions behind him. But then his next closest rival in Ty Morgo, he's P1. So at this stage, I think Ty Morgo's going to pick Angry of the championship lead as it stands. Angry going to make a move down the inside, but Machapo closes the door. Not making it easy for Angry here. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to race. We're not here to circulate laps, and Angry making a mistake. He's going to get a slowdown penalty for that. We'll go on board with Machapo because Angry lost a bit of ground. And I think Machapo's lost a bit of ground on BP. So BP on a mission, but he sits 9 seconds behind the lead at Ty Morgo. We've got Carmichael back down in P10, so something's happened to Carmichael as well. So we're on board with someone awesome now. First race, first round, last round. So he debuted with a win, and that was an awesome result for someone awesome. And he's in a prime spot to do the same thing tonight. P2, only a second down than Ty Morgo. We've still got slightly less than 40 minutes to go. So he's going to look to conserve tyres in this stage of the race and then fight towards the end. So that will be the main strategy go for the majority of the field. But for guys like Carmichael, Morningstar Mike, I think they got a bit of damage and they might have to pit in if it's sacrificing too much time. So we might see a couple pit in tonight. A lot of engine braking from someone awesome. We got a battle going on between Machapo and Angry. Two Chevys. They're not making their lives easy. So we're on board with our championship leader here. Looking to chase down Machapo. He might make a move at the last corner. Now that's alright. Good situational awareness from the Chapo to let Angry pass there. So they both live to fight another day. Angry going out a bit wide. So we can hear the difference in engine configuration. These different manufacturers. The Chevy definitely sounds a bit flat. It sounds like it lacks a lot of acceleration. So, like I mentioned, probably not the track that suits the Chevy. So they're going to look to make the most of what is expected to be a bad round. Doesn't matter what manufacturer you go though, you're going to have strengths, you're going to have weaknesses of that car. So no matter what you choose, you can't escape that trend in this series. But these two guys in the Chevy will be evenly matched, and as we were talking there, something's happened to Heck because he's lost 3 seconds to Ty Morgo. Ty Morgo's blitzing away in P1. P3 in the championship, 2-4 placings. And he's looking for a big result tonight. Got pole position. Can he clean sweep? Because at the moment he's got the fastest lap on screen. I'd also assume he has the fastest lap in the race. So, actually, Angry's got the fastest lap on the screen at this stage. So, I might have to eat my words there. Because Angry's looking like he's on a mission too. Someone awesome. Nah, someone awesome's the one that's made a mistake because he was in P2. So he's made a mistake somewhere and I haven't caught on to it. So he's dropped from P2 to P5 and he's right behind Angry now. So he's looking to make that pace back up. He's 13 seconds adrift from the lead, so he's going to have to punch in some very quick laps mid-stage of the race. Ford GT looks to be very settled at Oulton Park, as well as a Ferrari, because it's blitzing away into the distance, and a slowdown penalty for someone awesome. BP and the Genasi Ford GT as well, looking to have a pretty easy drive. No, it's a high downforce track, and the Ford is one of the best for high downforce, so it would be not having the rest of that car like the guys in the Chevy or the Aston Martin with Carmichael. So we'll go down the back because XO and Scraffy, they're about to have a bit of a battle pack going on as well. So it doesn't matter where we go. XO out wide in the sand, slows him right down. So we'll go through the order. Ty Morgo, awesome pace in first. Heck 6972, P2. BP started 10th. He's our biggest winner with positions gained. Started P10 up in the P3. Already on the podium, and it's only just ticked over 10 minutes. Angry in P4. Someone Awesome in P5. Machapo in P6. Morningstar Mike in P7. You know, he had an early incident lap 1. You know, in sector 1 he went wide and hit the wall. Carmichael in P8. Exo in P9. And something's happened to Scrappy because he's in pit lane. Unless he's going for a tyre change, I am not sure, and he's going extraordinarily slow into his pit box, so there's a lot of time lost there. So I reckon he's only doing tyres. He's on the alternate strategy, maybe going for fastest lap. So we'll see and have a look if we can find a battle pack. Angry, not close enough to BP to call it a battle pack, but hopefully this sort of evolves into what we want to see. Someone Awesome, we know he's got good pace, so he should be pushing up positions as well. Machapo quite close to Someone Awesome. And Morningstar Mike, earlier incident, but he's only 20 seconds down from the lead of the race, so he hasn't lost out big time, so he's looking to have pretty good pace with what I would say is quite a damaged car. And I heard that notification go on in the background. I'm sorry I don't have that right next to me. I don't have Streamlabs up on my iPad or anything at this stage because it's flat. So what? Something's happened to Machapo. He's spun up the rear tyres at the chicane, and he's lost the position to Morningstar Mike. And Morningstar Mike will be thanking him for that because he's got a championship to fight for. We know he's P2, but at this stage the championship standings are to look to be changing around quite a bit. Got the return of BP, who's on alternate Sundays, so he's going to get quite a big amount of points tonight if he can pull off P3 or higher. He's not out of this race yet for the top spot of the podium. You know, one mistake can cost you 10 seconds. Heck, with some good pace in the red Ferrari. So, the two guys in Ty Morgo and Heck, a 1-2 Ferrari lead, and we got Ford in P3, Chevy in P4, Ford in P5, Ford in P6, Chevy in P7, Aston Martin P8, Ferrari P9, and Porsche in P10. What's Scraffy going in for another pit stop for? He must have a bit more damage now. He's like 2 laps behind, so his round looks to be done and dusted. He's going to have to go with what he's got for P10. It's not a huge amount of points he'll be getting tonight. Carmichael looking to have a little bit of pace in the mid stage of this race, so hopefully he can push forward a couple positions, assert his dominance, because we know he's got some pretty good pace. He's just got to discover that. Looking for a battle here. Morningstar Mike catching up the Angry. It's 2 seconds between these two. So this might be something that evolves into something later on. So it looks as though majority of the guys are looking to conserve their tyres because accelerated tyre wear. But it'll be perfect conditions to heat them up though as well, because you have a lot more grip. And Morningstar Mike losing it at turn 1. When we talk about rear grip, he's probably heated those tyres up too much. We're on board with Angry, who's chasing down Someone Awesome. But I think Someone Awesome, he's made up that position from Angry. So Angry looking to return the favour, because he looks quite angry at this stage, driving very angrily. And we got Scraffy up ahead, who's going to have to get out of the way. BP He's made a mistake. He's been relegated back in the P5 from P3. Scruffy's going to have to get out of the way for BP eventually. Don't re-enter the track, Scruffy. Morningstar Mike in P6. He's also got to deal with lap traffic here. It's quite a hard track with lap traffic because there's realistically nowhere to overtake and there's no long straights either. So there's going to have to be a bit of communication involved between them. BP, after that mistake, he looks to be out of phase here. A lock up heading into the last corner. He might be struggling on those tyres because he's coming in the pit lane. Remember last time he entered pit lane, he had a bit of contact with the tyres and that extended his pit lane transit. Angry right on someone awesome's tail. Championship leader looking to fight very hard to retain that title. They're side by side down the back straight. And Angry with a bit more pace down the straight because his car's shaped like a bullet. He gets himself up in the P3. But for someone awesome, the Ford GT thrives in the second and third sector. So this isn't done yet. Might be able to catch up slightly at the chicane. Because we know Angry had a mistake at the chicane back where they were. He hit the tyre bundles in qualifying, so not well and truly confident, maybe. So you might be a bit slow there. That's maybe where someone awesome's looking to sort of make the most of an overtake. But saying someone awesome's 3 temps down from Angry here. Heck, P2. He's holding on to it at this stage. So, very good result for him so far if he can maintain P2. And for Ty Morgo, he'll be getting the monkey off the back. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to give him the commentator's curse. But he's got extraordinary pace. And I can't see him, you know, losing this pace unless he makes a mistake. That's the only way I think Heck's going to be able to catch up. And for these guys behind Heck, they're all fighting for P3, realistically. The Chapo up in the P4, so someone awesome's in pit lane, making a tyre change by the looks of it. Because he didn't pit in last round, and obviously he knows the rules. You don't have to pit in the feature race, you can choose to, but if you do, you're basically hoping for a lottery pick here. So Morningstar Mike in P5, he had that first lap incident back at the hairpin. He hit the tyres. So he's been carrying a lot of damage for the entirety of this race. He's holding on to it, but he's had a couple of mistakes with the rear popping out, so I reckon the damage is playing its part with what's happening there. Carmichael moved up a position in the P6 because of someone awesome pitting in. BP, he's lost his rear wing and he's lost his front splitter. Now for BP, that is very uncharacteristic from him, because that might invite EXO to catch up and maybe challenge for P8, because BP has got quite a lot of damage, and for him to get around the track once, that's going to be quite difficult. Now I'm looking for a battle pack here, so Morningstar Mike has moved up a position on Machapo, so maybe a mistake from Machapo as well. So a bit of driver fatigue might be happening here. Even though it's only a 45-minute race, it's still basically a full-length race. If you compare it to something like Formula E, that's a 45-minute race. So the Chapo going down the inside of Morningstar Mike, he pulls it off. But Morningstar Mike forced into a mistake there from the Chapo. There was no contact, but Morningstar Mike sort of had to come out the accelerator, and I don't think he did so early enough. So, and he's in the wall. He's in the tyres. Quite lucky not to lose the front splitter there. Carmichael in P6, but Someone Awesome's catching up quite quick. Someone Awesome's also on the healthier tyres, so he's going to have some pretty good pace behind him. And who's this up here? I think it might be Scraffy. That is Scraffy letting the guys pass. He's going to have to let Someone Awesome pass. He's going to have to let Someone Awesome pass here. He's letting him pass. Probably not the place to do it though. If you're to do it in a place like that, there's got to be communication. So I'm trying to look for a battle pack here, but the fight between Machapo and Morningstar Mike sort of dimmed down a bit after that overtake. So as for BP, he's back out on track and he's repaired his car. But he's 20 seconds adrift from EXO, his closest competitor on track. He might be able to gain 20 seconds in 20 minutes. If we think about simple mathematics, that's 1 second per minute. It is well and truly possible. As we know, the pace of BP is well and truly up there for a top 3 finish. But unfortunate for him, a couple costly mistakes set him back. Angry, a quiet achiever at this stage. We know he started P3, but he had that early slowdown penalty, which was right here. I think he got relegated back to P6 or P7, but he sees himself back up in the P3. And at this stage, he's only given away 2 points to Ty Morgo. And when we count the qualifying points, he's given up 6 points. And I think the points difference between Ty Morgo and Angry is only 7 points. So, and Heck is in pit lane. He's exiting the pits now, so he's looked to make a tyre stop. So there's a lot of alternate strategies going on. Unfortunately, I don't have the tyre statistics for you. I'm not sure if Ty Morgo's running hards or softs. And we've got Scrappy up ahead who has to get out of Ty Morgo's way. And he's doing so. He's making it easy for everyone. It's good stuff from him, but as for Angry, P2 at this stage looks as far up as he can go. Unless he doesn't make a pit stop and Ty Morgo does. It's the only way he can push himself up in the P1. Because every race we've seen from Angry so far, he hasn't pitted in. So he's obviously found a strategy that's playing into his hands. Because he's up in the P2 and he looks like he's not going to pit in because he's still got quite extraordinary pace behind him. His last lap was a 1:32.2 and that's 1.5 seconds better than Ty Morgo. So I think Ty Morgo might be looked to be conserving tyres in the mid stage, but he's got a very healthy lead, so he can afford to do that. And who's that? That's drifted off the pit lane. I think it's EXO. I think that's his second pit stop. Someone Awesome right behind Carmichael now, so this battle is going to start heating up in the next lap or two. Especially when the Aston Martin in the slow corners doesn't have the acceleration to compete with the Ford GT. So as for Carmichael, he's going to look to be on the defence of the slow corners. And he's out wide in the last sector. And that makes it easy for Someone Awesome. I don't know who else passed there, but it looks to be a lap car. It's BPV8. He's going to overtake EXO because EXO's in the pits. And now BP is not a lap down on Carmichael, but he's still a lap down on Someone Awesome. So BP looking to overtake Someone Awesome. But even though he's a lap car, they're basically still racing each other. So Someone Awesome doesn't have to make it easy for him. That's if he chooses to. Championship leader Got a bit of lap traffic up ahead in Scraffy. Another poor performance from Scraffy. He has to look to change his driving style, I reckon. He's getting out of the way of Angry here. Now we know Heck, he's 41 seconds down from the lead. But he's first of the stoppers in the pits, so he's got brand new tyres. His last lap, I think, was an out lap because it was a 2:02.3. Now, he's going into the pits, so he may have made a mistake. He may have some damage because that's going to promote Machapo up in the P3. So we got two Chevys, second and third. We got a Ferrari in first, Ferrari fourth, the Ford GT in fifth, and Morningstar Mike, who will go up in the P4. Someone awesome looking to go up in the P5. But Heck is about to exit pit lane. Will someone awesome be able to overtake? I think it's got to be close. He will. He'll make it happen. He's got the speed over Heck, so easily done for someone awesome. And as for Carmichael, he's in this battle pack as well. So another quiet achiever in Carmichael, because he could see himself up into the top 5 if he can overtake the 2 cars ahead. And Heck is on cold tyres at this stage, so Carmichael's going to have to push the car ahead. Take it as a pun, not as in like push the car with physical force, but force him into a mistake like that. So that's easy done for Carmichael. As for Heck, he's lost 6 positions coming in from P2. Now Ty Morgo out of pit lane, and that promotes Angry up in the P1, who's barely got the lead over Ty Morgo. So Ty Morgo with the better tyres, he's only 3 seconds behind Angry. And as for Angry, he's got track position, but he's on a lot older tyres than Ty Morgo. So Ty Morgo will be looking to go for fastest lap and the lead of the race. So that battle's going to heat up pretty quick. We've got Machapo on P3, second round back. He's looking to have some good pace coming out in the Chevy. Morningstar Mike in P4, early trouble, but he's making the most of a bad round. P4 not too bad once you consider what happened to him up here. Going out wide, getting into the sand trap and hitting the wall. He's carried a lot of damage throughout the entirety of this race. Someone awesome. He's pitted in. He's not far behind Morningstar Mike. Carmichael slowly drifting back from someone awesome. And Heck looks to be out of phase here, because he's slowly drifting back from Carmichael as well. And unfortunately for BP, he's got very good pace. He's letting the leaders go through. But good pace from BP. He could go for fastest lap if he really wanted to. Now he's allowed to do this because he's letting people pass. That's good sportsmanship by BP. As for EXO, he's also a lap down, and Scrappy is multiple laps down. So 7 guys still on the lead lap. That's a very good achievement for online racing. Trying to find a battle pack here. Ty Morgo not making much inroads on Angry, so because the last lap for Ty Morgo was a 2:04.3, but that would have been that's an out lap from the pits. And we've had a dropout here in BP. He has struggled the entirety of this race with a couple of bad mistakes. He'll be kicking himself for it though. He'll still get points for today for P10. Now Ty Morgo, he'll be pretty angry with himself if he doesn't come out P1, because he's been the standout performance the whole race. So Angry, I think he's there's a bit of luck that's involved there, but then his strategy has put him there as well. So well played from Angry if he can keep this pace up with older tyres, because last lap he beat Ty Morgo by 4/100ths, and in the underpowered Chevy as well. So we got no battle packs going on. I'm really waiting for something to happen here. Really using the engine as a brake in Ty Morgo around the hairpin. Got to be careful though, because if you do it too fast, we know the concept of diff lock, and we know where that sends a car, usually into a wall. It's not as prominent in GTEs, but in something like a supercar, that you actually have to blip it for it not to, obviously, diff lock. We're getting a bit of a lag spike here. Good performance from Machapo so far, and Angry with a bit of a mistake. Ty Morgo back in the P1, and he's done a pit stop. Angry hasn't, so Angry might have to settle for P2. Because the pace on the old tyres, he's going into the pits. I'm not sure what tyre deg looks like, but he looks to be struggling. That's why he's come in. Will Machapo get past Angry? And the question could be asked the same for Morningstar Mike, because it's about a 20-second stop for four tyres, and then you count the pit transit about 20 seconds. So Machapo goes up in the P2. Morningstar Mike will go up in the P3. Someone awesome might win from this as well. So, no, something's happened to Angry. It looks like he's repairing damage here. Championship leader slowly going down, but he will rejoin in P6. No, he will rejoin in P7. He's got a lot of ground to make up in 10 minutes. At the moment, he's lost the championship lead. P10 at one stage, and he's up in the P3. Can he hold on though? That is the question. We've got 6 minutes 45 seconds to go. There's still a long time for these drivers. That is about 5-6 laps worth right there. So we've still got a little while to go yet. And as for someone awesome, he's got a 5-second lead over Carmichael, so he has a bit of leeway there. But for Ty Morgo, he's looking to lap the whole field. We've got Heck in P7, who's still on the lead lap. Still a good performance when you're on the lead lap. Shows you how close this grid is. Morningstar Mike with another mistake at the last corner. Unfortunately for Machapo, he's back in P5 and struggling. So he's helped his companion in the other Chevy for Angry Old Fella. He's up in the P4. He's 3 seconds behind Carmichael. So for Carmichael, he's got a lot of pressure coming to him, I reckon. But when we compare the Aston Martin and the Chevy, they're about the same at this track. They're both lacking acceleration out of the slow corners. So for someone to come out victorious here for this final spot on the podium, it's going to be who can keep the rolling speed up. That's all it's going to come down to. Because Machapo's in the mix here as well, and he's in the Chevy. So I'm not sure what's happening to Carmichael. I'm pretty sure he's pitted in, so he should have some healthy tyres. I know Angry's pitted in now, so different strategy from last round, or last 2 rounds I should say. Everyone's on the alternate strategy tonight and pitting in because everyone's done so. The tyre deg must be quite severe. Maybe that's some sort of statistic that I should look up before the rounds as well, is look at the tyre deg and give the people watching an indication of what we might see. So I might have to prepare something like that for next week, because next week is the Bathurst Endurance, so there will be pit stops next week. And Angry Old Fella looking to make a move on Carmichael, but because he had the inside line, he had to let off at corner exit. A lot less grip on the inside. And as for Carmichael, he looks to be struggling. Angry Old Fella might chuck it down the inside, but it'll be very... That's an awesome move there from Angry. And good awareness from Carmichael to spot that up seconds before it happens. Good driving from those guys. We've got Morningstar Mike, who sees himself up in the P5. So Machapo maybe with another mistake. So I'm pretty sure I've given him the commentator's curse. For that, I do apologise. But I've got to come up with something to say. So unfortunate for Machapo, his pace is diminished pretty much instantly after that mistake at the first hairpin, exiting sector 1. Carmichael, he should be really happy with the result tonight. I know there's still 3 minutes to go. I don't want to curse anyone else, but he's looking to hold on to what has been a good drive from him tonight. He's been as low as P10 and as high as P3, so very good result for him so far. And as for Ty Morgo, in a league of his own, 50 seconds adrift from the closest driver and someone awesome, who was our last round race winner. And he's showing what sort of form he's got in this league. He's got some pretty good form, he's got some pretty good pace. He's very confident in driving the GTE class. So a first and a second for him. That's an awesome start to his championship. We know he started a round later, but that that recorded round of 0 will be his drop feature round. So once everyone's dropped their feature round, his points should catch up to the championship protagonists and Ty Morgo, Angry Old Fella, and Morningstar Mike. So we're looking for a close championship battle here. I feel quite unfortunate for Heck though, because he was as high as second, and after he made the pit stop, it's just all went away from him. So I'm not sure what's happened. If the new tyres are working for him or not. Maybe the tyre pressures have been too high. Who knows? But that would be something that I could put it down to, because I've made that mistake plenty of times coming into the pits and the tyre pressures all over the place. So maybe struggling in that regard. Trying to find a battle pack here, but the timing seemed to be a bit stuffed up, because it says Angry's 51 seconds down and he's second, but Someone Awesome 50 seconds down. It's quite weird. I don't understand the logic here. I've seen this once before, but I'm not sure why it happens. Must be some sort of a glitch. I think it's about to fix itself. So Carmichael on P4, Morningstar Mike P5, Chap on P6. Couple mistakes set him back. And Heck, I'm not sure what's happened to him. He has good pace earlier on. P7, XO and P8, Scruffy and P9, and the DNF of BP. It was still earning points for P10. So, but unfortunate for him, because he had pace as well. He started P10, moved up all the way to P3. Someone Awesome right on the tail of Scruffy. So Scruffy's going to have to let Someone Awesome pass at the hairpin, I would say. He's slowing down, but he's in the wall. I'm not sure what's going on with Scruffy, because it's the second round in a row. Porsche's not going to be too happy with him. And the race is complete. And for the first time this series, Ty Morgo comes out victorious. He's got the monkey off the back, but we're still not finished for second yet. So second and third, still not done yet. Carmichael P4, he's going to have to settle for that, but very good result for him. Just want that Moto to get off my screen. Can't see. Morningstar Mike, he's going to have to settle for P5, and Heck up in the P6, so something's happened to the Chapo. They've finished because they were a lap down. So Angry about to cross the control line, and for the third race in a row, he's finished on the podium. Good form from Angry, but Ty Morgo has gained some ground on him tonight. I'm going to try get these leaderboards out as soon as possible. Obviously not on stream, but for the guys' references on the Facebook page. So we'll go through the full grid. Ty Morgo, first win of the series. Awesome job. Now I'll take a screenshot of the results here, because I've got to get the fastest lap as well. So Ty Morgo, P1, awesome effort from him. Angry, P2. I think the top two are equal on points now. Someone Awesome in P3. Carmichael in P4. Awesome performance from him in his first race back since round 1. Morningstar Mike, one of our championship protagonists, in P5. Heck in P6. He had very good pace earlier on, but it sort of diminished later on in the race. Machapo, I'm very sorry, commentator's curse, but sees himself in P7. He has some good pace in the mid-stage of the race. Exorcist in the Ferrari in P8. And then Scruffy in P9 in the lonely Porsche in the field. So we'll go to fastest lap. And it does go to Ty Morgo. So he clean sweeps the round. Awesome effort from him. I'll see if I can save the replay. I think I've saved the replay here. So we'll return the lobby. That's why I had to let. That's why I let you pass Willie. Oh, I thought my game glitched out there. So I have got the recording taken. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping to. So awesome effort from everyone tonight. Unfortunate for a couple of guys. Sorry for the commentator's curse once again, but that's basically what screwed up my race. And for Morningstar Mike, that first lap incident and still to come out P5 is an awesome effort. So very good effort from everyone tonight. So I will stop the stream here. I've been Metamon, and I'll see you next week for the first endurance of the Sunday GTE Series at Bathurst Mount Panorama. See you then, and we'll probably see what is going to be an action-packed race. Maybe, yeah, there's going to be no kangaroos on the track, but yeah, we'll see what we can produce in terms of entertainment. So that is done for tonight.